You know, in the fast-moving world of Web3, strategic partnerships can literally change the game overnight. Today, we're breaking down a major announcement that brings together a tech builder and a strategic visionary, and they're cooking up something new in the token space.
All right, so let's get right to it. This is the headline that's got everybody talking. BLAQclouds and Metavesco have officially joined forces. And their goal is pretty ambitious, as you can see right there in the announcement. They want to speed up token development and grow Web3 communities fast. So to really get what this all means, here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the core announcement. Then we'll introduce the two companies. After that, we'll dig into the mechanics of the deal, explore the big vision behind it, and wrap up with what you should be watching for next. All right, let's dive right into the details of this collaboration. What exactly makes this partnership so significant? Okay, the most important thing to understand here is that we have two publicly traded companies, BLAQclouds and Metavesco, teaming up. Now, they both trade on the OTC, or over-the-counter markets. Just think of it as a market for smaller companies that aren't on the big exchanges like the NYSE. And they're not just working on one thing. They're creating a whole system to launch a bunch of new token projects together. In the OTC world, that's a really big move. To really get the potential here, you have to know who the players are. This is no random pairing. It's a super strategic team-up between a tech powerhouse and a company that's all about the big picture strategy. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got BLAQclouds. Think of them as the engine room. They're bringing the Web3 infrastructure, the hardcore tech, and the development team. And on the other side, you've got Metavesco. They're the architect, the ones with the vision, the branding, and the marketing strategy. One builds it, the other guides it.
Let's zoom in on BLAQclouds. Their mission is crystal clear. They want to make crypto something you can actually use every day. They're building the bridge between old-school finance and the new decentralized world. And they're not just talking about it. They have actual products out there, like Shop with Crypto and the Apollo wallet. They are, without a doubt, the tech powerhouse in this deal.
Metavesco, on the other hand, is the visionary. They're a holding company, which means their whole game is spotting opportunities and acquiring assets for long-term growth. And they do this across all sorts of sectors, not just crypto. So they bring this really broad strategic mindset that's all about innovation and finding what's next. So we know who they are, but how is this partnership actually going to work, on a practical level? Let's break down the nuts and bolts of the agreement. The workflow they've set up is actually really smart and simple, and it plays perfectly to what each company does best. It's a three-step dance. Step 1, Metavesco comes in with the big vision, the brand, and the strategy. Step 2, they pass the baton to BLAQclouds, who build out all the tech, the smart contracts, the whole shebang. And finally, Step 3, they team back up to launch the new project into the world. It's like an innovation assembly line, from idea to reality. Now, this is where it gets really clever. They've agreed on an 80-20 revenue split, with Metavesco getting the larger piece. But the truly innovative part is how they're managing it. It's all automated through a real-time smart contract built by BLAQclouds. This makes the whole process transparent and keeps both companies perfectly aligned and focused on making every project a hit.
Okay, so the who and the how are pretty clear. But what about the why? I mean, what's the big picture vision that's really driving this whole thing?
Shannon Hill, the CEO of BLAQclouds, gives us a huge hint right here. This isn't just about making tokens for fun. The vision is way bigger. They want to completely change the relationship between small public companies and their shareholders, turning them from just a list of names into a company's most valuable asset. That is a really powerful idea. And Ryan Shadle from Metavesco just doubles down on that. For him, this partnership is all about speed and scale. He's making a really bold claim here, saying they plan to innovate at a pace the OTC market isn't ready for. This partnership gives them the tech foundation to move incredibly fast and actually pull off these massive plans.
So, the vision is ambitious, for sure. But talk is one thing, and action is another. So let's look at what's coming up right around the corner for this new venture.
And we already have our first concrete project. Their debut is going to focus on something called OTCfi, which sounds a lot like DeFi, or decentralized finance, but built specifically for the OTC markets. They'll be creating a brand new token for it, and it's going to be minted on BLAQclouds' very own blockchain, the Olympus chain. This will be the first big test of their new partnership model. And we won't have to wait very long to find out more.
The press release says that more details are coming out publicly later this week. So for anyone following this space, it is definitely time to start paying very close attention.
Which brings us to our final thoughts. We've been talking about one specific deal, but the implications could be much, much bigger. So the real question to leave you with is this. Could this blend of strategic vision and tech muscle create a whole new playbook for how smaller, publicly traded companies use Web3 to unlock value and build incredibly powerful, engaged communities? That's what we'll all be watching to find out.